Good afternoon, USA, and from any other part of the world. Thank you. Welcome back to our global Zoom for the team. And I'm so happy to be back to our Zoom tonight to be the MC, uh, to contribute my part to the success of growing up our team and welcome all of our members. And let me see. Let me check out to see who on here. Okay, I believe that there will be more people joining in a few minutes. So I'm gonna do some house rule for the people who had like did not know me yet in person. I am Tautrin Hosseini from San Diego, California. My background was in accounting before getting to know New Skin. And for the journey, for the entire journey with New Skin, all of the value that I gain is countless. From the besides the income that keep me into the business until this day, it is the values of personal development that truly make me become like a different person, a better version of me every day. And along the way, the incentive success trip that allow me to take not just myself but my family travel around the world to places in a thousand years I would never able to do it on my own with the situation where I used to be. So it was a trip to South Africa, Dominican Republic, on a cruise, 7 8 days, and it was amazing. My parents back then enjoy every part of the success trip, and then my fiance and now become my husband, and we have a baby girl together. So I I grew up with New Skin from a single person to someone who's married and then having children. And I feel that I've been harvesting more and more of the fruit, growing along with the New Skin tree. That's what I mean when I joined New Skin almost 10 years ago. And now being a mom, I see the values of a business that allow me to be home full time, to be a present mom to my baby girl. And I see myself growing so big in a very short time in a new future because I finally helped the biggest why in my life to push me through, to make me wake up earlier every day, to make me do more assessment a day, and to make me feel motivated to be part of the team, to contribute and serve our people, our community, our current and new partners along the way with the New Skin family. And I'm so happy to be here tonight. Like I'm pretty sure there will be new people joining our Zoom tonight. Just like I that's remind me of 9 10 years ago when I first started. Everyone would get so excited to know the business opportunity, but what is the guidance for new people to like make a jump start in the business? And what is a system that really support us along the way, a guiding like a guiding star, and who's gonna be there for us to grow with us, to mentor us in order for any of us will become more and more successful as we dive deeper in the business. So today is all about getting started. And it's such a privilege to me to always able to introduce this person on stage because she's the mentor of all mentors. Everyone, I got it was a blessing for my life to be able finally to be to be working side by side with her, to truly receive so many values from her coaching, especially from turning especially from being a single person, like a single girl, turning into a married woman and have children. I learned so much from her being there for the team, but also fulfill her role as a mom and a wife in the family. And I I would love everyone, please help me bring on stage our Circle of Excellence um, 4-star Platinum Team Lead and Nourish the Children Ambassador, Miss Terry too, to help everyone getting started on today. Thank you.
We've been around the world, same song. Work hard, play harder all day long. All the continents get jealous over me. You can see me 3D overseas. If you know me, then you know.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Tao, for I know you have to like today and tomorrow is the last 2 days that we helping our team member hitting their goals and or the one that's starting out. And I know you texted me earlier. We only have today and tomorrow, same as Clara out there doing meeting with the teams, and that's good news to my ear because you know that when your leader duplicate you, it's like without you, they're still out there doing the business. And so I appreciate we have Carol, we have Rossi, and we have some. Well, normally I see that we on the 15 minutes people start coming in, but no matter what it is, as a leader, I've always learned we always shows up, right? Even though people don't show up, we shows up because this is our business. And even I've learned successes about showing up because every day we can always learn something new. All right. Every day, we're coachable and teachable to the business. Until you say, "Hey, I'm done. I'm ready to retire," then I will, won't hop on the Zoom. Probably 5 years from now, okay? You'll be seeing me on big international event, but I don't think I'd be hopping on Zoom like this. But even me, student of the, right here. Yesterday, I came home and I'm excited because I got back in town yesterday, and I'm like, oh my God! So I don't like audio. I like to read, but because I travel, I have to download the audio, but I like to read and highlight and take mark. So that's the first thing. You wouldn't believe. Yes, I hug my boys, but that's the first thing I do is I go and like, honey, did my book came? And so business of the 21st century. And guess what, team? In our kickoff TEU moving to October. Tao, we're gonna move to October, our TEU to October. We will have tons of these available for you to pick up. If we have new people, don't pick up, and then I'm the compound effect, as you see. I mean, and these are not the first time. I read this probably 3 times, team, and I read this like probably this will be my second time. Okay, but I'm still learning, and I get so excited. I don't know, but I'm so excited. Can't wait to go home and share with you guys starting tomorrow. My 3 lesson as I read. They say. M5 mindset and you read 5 page, but for me I read 10 page, okay, because I'm such an avid a reader. But I do see that let me glance through if there's a team in here, leaders. I see that we have leaders, those that have been around always signed up. Hello, Lucy. So wonderful to see you, sister. But then I will go through things as if like I'm training you at the same time as going through the new people. Today I send out a note that I want our new team member who just signed up and bought some product at our live event to walk through this with her. But unfortunately, last minute she can't be hop on. So I'm gonna train you as if like I'm going through with someone new what I would have walked them through. Okay. And I want you to take note because if this, if I'm your new prospect or you bring somebody new, this is the thing that I've learned, in the business to help someone, slowly take, small step into the business. So allow me, as I pull up my PowerPoint here. Okay. All right. Let's give me a quick minute. Okay. All right. And so let me go through this. I am, hola, ¿cómo está, Clara? We say hi to everyone. We didn't see you earlier, but welcome. I know you and as crazy busy as you are, still hopping on, but I'm pretty sure you're at someone's house right now, listening on. But team, I this 2 days ago we're on the call with Andrew, the head like working closely with the launching the Indian market. He's over there, and they share some good news, team. And I share here with you too, okay? Because I know Clara, you know about it. Lorene, and same thing as Tao. Some of you know, and it's the best news I heard about Indian, okay? Because I want to kick off this call because I see that we don't have new people, but those that always sign up, I want to share the good news because since we were being excited about India market in the last year, and then I got there twice, and then coming back there in September before we fly to Yokohama, Japan. It's the best news I heard yesterday. Okay, just yesterday. They say it's important, very important for all the leader that's building India market to be on the call. But I was on the M5 market head call with Charlie and all the top representing different market with Ben same time. So I couldn't be on, but right afterward I called and got the message. So Lily, if you obviously in California or heavily big city, you see a lot of Indian people, right? And I'm here to tell you, I believe many Indian know relative in India. Okay. Same as how when we built Vietnamese market. But there was challenges, there was barrier to that for us to we have to have in place before we even able to recruit anybody in India. And so Tao, like in Vietnam, they have to be a ruby, right? In order to recruit someone. Okay, so India back then, someone have to be a brand rep executive. Okay, here let's say if they're from the India from US market, they have to be a BR before they can, go and recruit in India. Now, no more. No more. Okay, yeah. So Lorraine, no more. They don't have to be a BR here to start recruiting people in India. Okay. That's a good news. But they do for us to get paid, on that Indian, they have to be a BR though in the Indian market. So in the Indian market is only 1,200 to be a BR, okay, for India. And on top of that, once that India, but they still have to be dual citizen. They have to be signing up here and then still have their old passport in India. That's still the same. They still have to have that in order to recruit, but they don't need to be BR here in the United States. But as they build in India, they need to be a BR. Obviously, they're gonna come and build, and they're gonna generate 1,200. That's all it takes to be a BR in India. Okay. Then you as the upline, back then, we have to generate over 200,000 production in the India team for us to start getting override. But now, guess what? No more, none of that. That's taken away too. So all I can tell you is create a lot of excitement. So obviously, I mean, there's tons of India in Las Vegas in California. So I just want to, share that extra news because Ben and I are so excited because we have leaders in Vietnam that has people in India, or even I remember Lorena has people. But when we heard that, oh my God, they have to be BR before they can even enter into the Indian market. Now they don't have to be BR. But once they start building in India, for us to get the override, we have to be they have to become a BR, just 1,200, and to maintain their BR in India is only $700. Okay, to maintain BR. Okay, you raise your hand, okay, Tao, and then I go in getting started. But I would train you guys how to do getting started because today I have a new person who last minute couldn't come on for me to walk her through the getting started. So I would train you guys on a few things that's important for you to do baby step for the new people to get started. Yes, Tao.
Yes, Terry, about the India market, would you also give us like one Zoom just focus on how to create how to launch the India market again? Because I
Yes.
think that people, even older people here, like old people here, but
Yes.
we just came back, it's just like a new wave of
Yes.
the old
Yes.
people. We need
Yes.
to equip with information on the market.
Yes. Well, just so you guys know, every Tuesday, back then, every Wednesday, we do an OTG Indian call. Yeah, just so you guys know, every Wednesday, 9:30. Is it 9:30 here, honey? 9:30 Utah time
9:30 Utah,
is
yes, at 8:30.
8:30
Yeah.
California. on your time. Next week it will be Tuesday because we found out every Wednesday, we have to be on the market head call with Charlie to fine tune,
Okay.
the M5. So it's conflict. So we move, every Tuesday. You will expect 8:30 in the morning, just like our call for
That's
BB.
nice. Yeah.
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 So Tuesday, 8:30 in California time will be covered for
Okay.
all
Yeah.
for India market. Okay. And
Yeah.
then our moving forward, our presentation will, add, we will cover a little bit on the Indian opportunity, maybe a few
Please.
slide and a video. Okay, so you guys feel free to bring in, Indian, on our call. Okay, so they can. Sorry, my chair got stuck. Okay, yeah, so
But but
you can
but but
invite
I'm
them on
also,
Tuesday.
yeah. Okay, but I'm also asking about like the requirement, like for someone brand new, like the paperwork in order for an Indian in the U.S. market to
Or
be able to
simply as
perform.
long if you ask them that do they have dual citizen, and then if they say,
Oh,
yeah, I still have my license, my passport in India, we call, are you OCI? You just ask, are you
okay.
OCI? They know, all Indian know what that is, and so
Oh,
they
okay.
say, yes, I'm OCI, right? Then
I see.
if they, but obviously if they see the opportunity, I'm pretty sure that Indian will find someone under them that are OCI to sign under
Oh,
them.
I see.
Okay,
I got
so.
it.
All
Thank you.
right. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, if you want more question, call me. But all I can tell you is it's the best news all of us have heard, because
Yes.
it kind of eliminate a lot of people who were initially excited about Indian because of all that strict, barriers. But we have
Yeah.
no more, you know.
Yes.
So that's exciting. It's even easier than Vietnam. Yeah,
Yes, a
to
lot
recruit in
easier.
Vietnam, you need you need a dual citizen, plus you need to be a Ruby for you to recruit in Vietnam. Okay, so thank you, team. I'm gonna move forward. Okay, appreciate. And if you want to know more, let me call and let me know. Okay, but hey, a piece of the biggest market in the world, right? And knowing that Ben and I, we'll be there in September. Okay, and we will be there probably once every 6 months, or but New Skin, India really do a lot of event. They travel, they do events that our people can literally plug in as well. Okay, they're really aggressive on supporting the leaders in India. So that's the good news, Ben, and I'm really excited. So we can't wait to really send. We just got the news yesterday, and so all right. So, hey, team, I think most important is, many of you, Sylvia, Carol, Tao, Lorene, I'm pretty sure all of you being on the Zoom, and, Clara, Lucy, I think you're on a few times, Martha, Rosalia, Sylvia, Arasi, Carlos. I don't know if I met Carlos, but I saw Carlos on a few times. Know that, I truly believe, to really, to build leaders and people rising up, winning big in network marketing. You need two things. You need drill for skills and drill for will. Okay, drill for skills and drill for will. And so two of it has to be totally aligned. Yes, you will learn skill set. You will learn what to send out to invite. You learn all the mechanic, all the details of how to build the business. But that is not enough. If you guys heard me share many times, when the why is big enough, the how won't matter. And I think through my journey, why I'm still here to after even 30 years and being successful 3 times and fell flat 3 times. But what really kept me going in the early days when I wasn't making big money was it's the will, it's the constant reminder of why I do the business. It's the constant reminder of someone selling me the dream and selling me that there's hope as long as you don't quit. Someone constantly tell me it's okay. The more you become, the more you attract, which is what I'm talking about personal development. If you heard me speak on OTG live on yesterday, I truly believe that. I truly believe, and I think Tao saw this chart before. Success, the how to is really only 20-30% in our business, but the success is 70% personal development. Personal development is 70% of what will help you achieve success in this business. And so that's something that we don't want, to take. away from our business as we built with M5, as we launch. To me, I have a long talk with Jeff Mack. OTG has created more successful people than any other business. It's a framework, and those that really stick with the framework and really, download the Fast Start booklet. To me, the M5 is just the tool that make it easier for us to follow the system. You guys got what I'm saying? The tool make it easier, but we cannot take away the framework of OTG, the middle part of it, attending event, what you need to do daily, the M5 have a list. But as I look through, I have to look from a new person perspective, that it took me a long time to be disciplined. It took me a long time. This is from my heart sharing with you. It took me a long time to become disciplined. I truly believe 70, 80, almost 90%, we weren't taught, to to truly see big things right away. It's like a process, expose, involve, upgrade, expose, involve, upgrade. And so, our first meeting, right, seeing the business, we got exposed to something powerful that we start feeling, our dream. And then, we got involved, and right. And then, they expose us to TEU, right? And then we went to TU, we involved into TU. And then at TU, we got, exposed about upgrade. We got upgrade, right? Now we say, whoa, the big business bigger than what I thought. And then, we come back home, and then, a few months later, our leaders say, hey, you got to be at your Success Summit. So they expose us to Success Summit, and then we involve, right? We show up, and then we upgrade ourselves again. Wow, I get to learn more, like at the Success Summit. And so every step, it's like a baby, right? Do you gonna go talk about algebra to a baby, right? Not to like Azariah, right? How you like, Azariah, don't worry, mommy gonna take care of your milk, mommy gonna change your diaper, and you just be happy, right? We're gonna, you're gonna learn as you earn, right? And so I want to go back to the basic, and how we can utilize the system, right? But starting out, I'm here to tell you, you know, we always have to remind people why they do the business. And that's why at every presentation, why do we, the other day at Total, the presentation is not just made for new people. The presentation I've learned, again, every time I talk to Jeff Mack, it's about sell the dream, build the team, and use the cream. And he said, from what I heard about the system, if the tool works, use it. But, ultimately, it doesn't take away, what is it that's going to cause a leader to build it big? Is sell the dream, build the team, and use the cream. Because when it gets too technical, the dream dies. And when it gets too technical, people don't feel the magic anymore. And so every time I get a chance to talk to my mentor, Jeff Mack, I felt, I felt like, okay, yeah, I'm on, I'm not, I'm on the right track, with a powerful tool that I just launched. Right. But it's all about, people dream. When someone comes in, don't get lazy, on reminding them why you do the business. When someone, before I even ask someone to join, I spend some time, but even before I scan someone, literally right after they scan, I want to make sure that I ask them, you know, if money and time would not be an issue, what would you do? Right? Because yeah, one of the train next week I'm going to train you on is understanding human psychology. Because the moment you understand human psychology in this business, it doesn't matter we're white, yellow, pink, brown, that we all human, and human have human nature. When you master human nature, you'll be successful in this business. Okay, with even with a powerful tool, but if you don't master human nature, you fall flat in this business, right? And so one element of a human nature is everybody have big dreams, everybody want more in life, right? But human nature, they lack confidence, they don't believe they can do it, they don't believe they can achieve their dream. And then another thing is they suffer from the spirit, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak, meaning they want it, but they're lazy, right? They just their body. They're just, they want it, but and I know that's part of human nature. And then they're skeptical, they're skeptical by nature. I mean, I've learned because since they're baby, no, don't touch it. No, don't go there. No, 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 right? And so, we were, as baby, we're programmed to say no, right? So that's another human nature. When I sit in front of someone, I know that they're skeptical. I know that they have dream, but I know that they lack confidence, that they don't believe they can do it. Those are some of the human nature, and so knowing that, when I sit down, I know no matter who they are, they have dream, and so empowering them, to me, I want to spend time to get to know them, unless someone really sit in front of me and say, I'm just happy where I'm at. I'm just like, even though they saying that, sometimes I feel they're lying to themselves, right? Because everybody want more. I always know that, everybody want more. And so I spend time, their dream. And then, so I didn't have it in here, but I would spend some time, get to know the person, get to know, why would they do this? If time and money is not an issue, what would you do? Before I go into the detail, I want to know the person. I think sometimes we forget that, especially as we utilizing M5, and I know within the onboarding there's dreams and goals, and and those are the time where you get to sit down with someone. The reason why I don't onboard someone right away, guys, because it's free to join Nu Skin, right? We say that in our presentation, don't you? Heard that over and over, right? It's free to join. So I don't want to switch someone over and pay $30 when they don't understand and they haven't even get their feet wet in the business. But there are tools that we can use that they can send out using the system of inviting, which I'll show you later, that they don't have to pay for it first, right? Because we want to stand, with what we've been saying is Nu Skin is free to join. I don't believe, someone, with no investment, they go far in the business because I've learned free has no value in business. Okay. But knowing that, I want to establish, people from the get-go, what business we're in and how we built the business. I want them to have, a visual, that this is their business. They're build it as big as they can, they want to. I let them know upfront that, knowing that, they're not going to be alone. They're going to have a system. We're going to do it together. We're not going to have them, invent anything. I'm here to tell you, okay, the M5, because to really utilize the M5, you have to pay for it first just to go through the goal setting, just to go through the, the contact, right? And so team, I don't take away, when I sit down, I just recruit someone. I told them, go online to ogg.global, download the Fast Start booklet. Download the Fast Start booklet. It's free, and they can go onto OTG and download that otg.global. And knowing that we can walk through, with with their goal and contact, invite. You see, if you look at this, if you've been hearing about M5, the M5 as someone purchase the tool, it's go through goal, entering the contact, using the script to invite, and then we do the assessment, or we send the info call with the video, and then when someone join, we can present, but present to me, in the M5 is, the assessment or the info video, or we send out the the wellness wave, right? That is all present tool. If we do workshop, we talk about tool, right? It's in the tool. And so M5 to me, the tool that they have in there is part of the presenting. Okay. And then of course, through, the follow-up process, right? You want to make sure, if someone order after assessment, you do unboxing, you do follow-up 1, appointment 1, follow-up 2, 3, right? So that's follow-up right there. And then, getting started, this is where I put the brake on, because I don't want immediately someone to buy the M5 tool and let it sit there. Because I'm here to tell you, no matter what it is, human nature, I've been here for 30 years. How many of you know people, pay hundreds of dollars to the gym and still don't go to the gym, right? So getting started here, getting the M5, $30 and let it sit there. That's the last thing I want, right? And so we can still help someone getting started, without having to get the tool first, because you guys see me send, how many of you saw me kept on putting the script, right? The warm-up script and then the ethos script on the Facebook. Someone can copy. Literally, when we were sitting at the training, I didn't go through my M5. I just copied the script and I sent it to like 10 people on my Facebook message. And two of those people, I met them in San Jose, right? One of them would join and do a launch party for me on the 8th when I get back to the Bay Area. Okay, so and another one's like, Terry, again, warm up. I warm up, and another one's like, I told Ben, I'm like, honey, all the people that I send and I want to meet them, I warm up and I want to meet them, they're all met with me. One, five, I only say, oh my God, you're still here. I want to meet up with you. Again, I warm up, but then I didn't, adding in, hey, I went through your contact and I saw, and how things going. So again, it's the script that you don't need the M5 tool at this point until, some of you, maybe $30 is not a lot, but I want to say this so the new people, the M5 does not make them money if they don't use it. So we don't want them to pay into it. I can do getting started with someone, like today, I would sit down, I ask them about their goal. Oh, you missed this part, Tao. Because to me, the first thing is I have them, go to otg.global, because if they're here in the US, around the world, they're still, in Vietnam, OTG, right? In Europe, still OTG. We're launching OTG India, right? So, they can go in, otg.com and download the workbook, because the workbook will walk them through the goal, walk them through the contact, and they have place for them to write down their invite. They don't need the M5 yet, but they can. I just have someone in India download this, and I went through the booklet with them. Okay, if you have not getting your booklet, download in a while, go in there and download the booklet. Okay, allow me to stop this so I can pull up start here. Okay, I think I have it here. I mean, I literally, when someone new come in, and I don't want them to spend money yet on the M5, because the M5 initially, right now, is to help them, send out the script invite, right? Instead of them pick up the phone back then. But I walk them through the book, and this is free. They can, sometimes I just, send it onto their I attach the file onto their Facebook, but when I have them come to OTG website, right, what go through their minds are, wow, I'm part of, a big support system, around the world. So it gives them immediately the vision of, oh, wow, one team global. I don't know about you, but when I came in, I feel like, I'm not alone, because this one team global around the world, right? And it made me feel, what is OTG, right? And so the tool, the M5 is the tool inside, to me, is still in the system, because we go through, the bigger organization, of OTG, right? And then the tool, how we can help launch that. So in here, I mean, it has powerful things. It go through the goal setting, right? Again, I walk through someone. I said, why would you do Nu Skin? What would motivate you? Can you tell me, do you want to supplement your income, or you want lavish income? Do you know the difference, right? And right now, during the getting started, I walk them through getting their first book, right? The book, when we go through, getting started, and then I say, here, you see that because this is still there, right? They can print out, and you go through it with them, write down, because that's when they start dreaming. When you tell them, where do you see yourself a year from now? Oh, I see myself 5,000 a month, 6,000. Okay, right? And that's when you paint the picture of how their future, gonna, be, right? What it would look like, right? And then, I go through the contact with them, because here I know that, in the M5, you enter the contact, but that's intentional. The tool here, 5. When I first came in, I said, give me, about the top 5 people in your FBC, family, friends, right? Business community. I went through this with someone the other day, a network marketing professional in India, right? And I know that, technology, he's not there yet, so I don't want to spook him and scare him with M5. But, I download this and he's like, wow, 50 years in network marketing over in India. He have never seen something like this. And he immediately changed his team name to like Lingaraju OTG India, right? Because he see it's professional, right? And then here inviting, I just like, we have a script for you. Don't worry about it. But here knowing that, so I sent him the script, the warm up script from M5 and the Ethor, just so you know, the Ethor script, I've used that way back 30 years ago in network marketing. It's nothing new. Hey, I'm excited. I'm in training. I really need your help. Can you give me an hour of your time, so I can learn the business. I value your opinion. I really appreciate your help. So could you help me out? I mean, I used that like 30 years ago, and so that's a very general, script, and so we have that. We send it to our people through, you guys see me, and if you haven't seen it, then your upline should share that with you, okay? Or once you get your M5, your book, okay, we will add you on to the M5 mindset. So then there are things that we put in there. Okay. And so we're going to talk about the script inviting, I cover, uh, why, see, yesterday on the call with Charlie, even the M5, and you send the invitation and try to do it with cold market. I'm here to tell you, but the reason why I build it fast and big, because the first person I start is my brother, K2. I know him. Warm. We started with warm market when it comes to, contacting, warm market. Warm, you already have the trust, right? And then, we call the warm market, and then, the lukewarm market, lukewarm, like, your the teacher of your babysitter, right? Or lukewarm. You see them all the time, you know their name. And then the cold market, it's cold, like online social or Facebook, so even those people that came in and tried to do assessment for cold market, the success rate is really low. Because again, it's human nature. If it's warm market, they already know you, they just don't listen to you. So, when it comes to contact, we say the best market to launch it, if you, follow the script, and instead of trying to present, trying to be the trainer right off the bat with the people you're gonna create a war market, instead of war market, because they're not going to listen to you. And so, when it comes to putting name, I always told them, put down your name. I'm not asking you to invite them. Just put out the name, who they are, because identify the top people in your family. If they're the top people in your family, they're not listening to you anyway. And you have friends that they think they're smarter than you. Who's the best, top individual, that has influence, contact, and resource, the three: influence, contact, and resource, because these are the captain, these are the leader. People listen to them, they have credibility. And same thing for business. Who have you come across with that, that in business, that very successful? They're the leader. People look up to them, people respect them. And then community, where you go to church, again, who's the decision maker, who's the leader in your community, where you go church or where you belong to, a different organization. Who's those people? And see, so it's always when you have the general join, the general will have a lot of, captain, and then captain has a lot of foot soldier, right? And so the problem with, I told the new people is like, your contact list, mainly here's your circumfluence. Here's your circumfluence. Is there more people? If they're young, then likely a lot of people, won't really give them the credibility. And so they need you, right? Because there are people who think they're better than them. So the ether script would be really, well, with those individuals. if someone who's successful in your family, you don't call them, hey, I just saw a business and, it's going to help you make a lot of money. No, they're not going to listen to you. They think you just got scammed. Okay. But if you call them, say, hey, I just knew I came across an opportunity I'm so excited about, I'm in training, but I really value you. You're always being the entrepreneur in the family. You're smart, you make decision, and I mean, people listen to you, and I value your opinion. If you can take a look at it and let me know what you think. Hey, when someone follow that script through the years that I built and present, after they able to get me on, I'm here to tell you I able to recruit a lot of those people for the trainee. Why? Because the trainee shows up, they're just quiet, and then they edify me. I do my thing, and then the successful person say, "Oh my God, this is big business. Oh my God, I can build my international business with no headaches, no major investment. I've been trying to run my own business, and I'm like, my marriage fall apart. I'm stressed. I'm soon to, I don't know when I'm gonna die because I don't care about my health. I sacrifice a lot to keep my business going. Oh my God, this because when they able to connect with a trainer who knows what they're doing, who make money, when you deal with these successful people, get out of the way. Even if you already own your own business before, but they know that you're new here, you're not making money. People who are influenced, they make money. They want to talk to the people that already, success in new skin. And sometimes the problem, we try to be the expert too soon, right? Especially those that we know. And I think this part right here, contact and invite, those are the two important things that kill the new people out of the business. I don't care we have M5 right now, but if you send, the invitation and you call them and you're trying to explain to them, what you find, that's where people mess up. People mess up. A lot of people die out of this business, not because the business don't work, because they get in the way. The new people get in the way. Or sometimes we get in the way, right? We try to be the expert too soon. We try to sell them a multi-billion-dollar, company based on what we know, or lack of information, or lack of, confidence, right? And so I believe this is where, it break down in the system, right? Because when we first, the contact is, it's not about you. It's not about you write it down, we send it out. You right, and once they're do assessment or info call, right? So you guys know info calls like an opportunity present. We send out, would you be open, and you send out that video. And when the person's sure, I want to hear more about it, then that's where you connect, to do, to me, the 5 point presentation, you cannot, I don't know about you, but you cannot take away. I truly believe the system in the last few, year has generated a lot of production and volume. It's a powerful tool, but to attract the business people, and obviously we go through that, but we have to show them the 5 point presentation, because the 5 point presentation show them the big business, the big vision of Nu Skin, and that 5 point presentation has been around for 30 something years. We're just changing the slide deck, but it's still this 5 point. And so the invitation, first, if someone don't do the list, because see, sometimes I've learned is people, um, not that they don't want to do it, it's just first they don't know, or they know but they don't do it. If they know what they need to do but they don't do it, then guess what? They lack motivation, they lack inspiration, right? They just not excited enough. Remember the flesh, and the heart, is willing but the flesh is weak, because they're not excited. And that's, to me, the reason why we want to invite people to event, because the event will help them get the vision and get the motivation, and last them at least like a few weeks, right? For them to get some result. And plugging in, in the early day when I did the business from 30 years ago, no internet, no Zoom, but literally I show up every Tuesday night, every Thursday night, and every Saturday morning. Guys, literally every Tuesday night, even though I have no guests, or even every Thursday night I have no guests, but I hear other people's success story, and I start to like believing if they can do it, I can do it. And I start seeing hope. Every meeting I came, I saw hope. And that's why we say we're hope dealer, right? Even though I didn't have a team yet, because I, during that day, I didn't, I wasn't, disciplined right away. It took me a while to learn discipline, right? Because I pick up the phone, I hang up before anybody can answer, right? But again, it's the process of me, working on myself, helping me build confidence, and having a leader who tell me, hey, you know what, when you're serious, with your dream, I work with you. I'm like, okay, I guess I wasn't serious, right? But then, it took me a few months, 7 months to really wake up and start taking like serious action, right? But that's why the first company I have 2,000 people in my company. Why? In my team, because I show up every Tuesday, every Thursday, every Saturday morning. Literally, this is 30 years ago when I was 21 years old, right? If I didn't show up, I lose motivation. And then I'm like, oh, okay, whatever, right? Same thing. And so, but I want to highlight you guys, this is the big part, as someone joined the business. I tell them, put on the list. I don't want, you remind them, I don't want you to talk to any of these people. I want you put on the list. I will go with you and I will identify with you who they are, what they do, and then I will tell you what script to use, right? If they're your friends, and then they always look up to you, then you don't call them, say, hey, I respect your opinion and you're successful. They're like, what? I always look up to you. What are you talking about, right? So the script doesn't work on everybody, right? And so, but then you got to put down the list. That's the first thing. Get down the list. I told them, put the list only. I didn't tell you to call. Please, please don't call anybody because that's where they're going to mess up. They're going to start like, because they're excited. They're excited about their future. They're going to start calling people, right? Even though you told them not to, but you have to remind them. You please don't call them until I go through the list and I will tell you which script to use, depend on who they are, right? Okay, how to invite, right? And so, for example, right here, can you guys, anybody open the call and ask me, like, what if I have someone, like, give me a sample, or Tao, anybody, so I can give you a script for inviting beside the Ethor. I'm excited. I'm in training. I need your help. Is there, does any of you want me to teach you what the different script to invite?
Yes, even
Sure.
me, I want to. Because I think I feel like even with Ito, I still have to, customize that to every person because I
Yeah.
cannot just do because it feels so dry. It feel that I'm
Yeah,
losing the
exactly.
human touch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I've gone through the whole thing, and I felt like there has to be two element to what we do. Drill for will, which is the heart. Drill for skill is the logic and what to do, the how. That's that's the skill. The will has to be there. So it has to have the human touch. And so let's say, Tao, you're my friend. We'll hang out, we'll go college, we talk about dream, we talk about future, the life we want to have, but then life get in the way. We got married, we finished school. And so, Tao, let's say I know you, but I know that you're always being like someone who want more out of life, but you're right now single mom or whatever, career woman, and I know that you deserve this opportunity, but because you're so busy with kid, with a demanding job. Tao, hi. Let's say, I send you a script, I haven't talked to you maybe a few months, a year. Tao, I came across, Tao, girlfriend, what's going on? Actually, I did. I called one of my girlfriend, Julie, I haven't talked to her for 10 years, but she used to be my best friend. Okay, but yeah, I tell you why she was my best friend because when I joined Nu Skin, she's like, "What make H-Lock so great? There's other product out there." And I'm like, well, it's not that great. You're my best friend. How about just buying it to support me instead of like because she always like she always like recommend like Macy product to everybody. Every time we hang out, she always like advertising so many different products from and she never questioned their science. But when I joined the business, she's like, well, what make new H-Lock is better. And I'm like, well, to me, it's not about H-Lock. It's about our relationship, that you're my best friend in the financial business. I know you for 14 years. Doesn't that just valid that because I'm launching a new business that you, as my best friend, support me? And she didn't say, I'm saying, maybe, maybe I got to evaluate this relationship. But that was like 14 years ago, okay? But I reached out to her, through the years. I wish her birthday, but then again, I'm like, hey, girlfriend, I'm going to be in town, right? And I think of you and, let's connect because girl, I haven't seen you for a while, right? Or, you send out how things going. I have some, I know we've been busy, life in the get in the way. You can text that, okay? Well, Tao, you know what? I just saw something and of all the people that I know, I just felt you deserve to know this. I don't even know it's for you or not. See, I like that. I like the script where I don't even know it's for you or not, but I just felt in my heart that you deserve to know about this. So I want to connect with you and I want to share something with you. It might be for you, it might not be for you, but I feel you deserve this because of all that I know about you. Does that feel personal enough?
So much. Yeah.
Instead of like I'm excited, I'm in love, right? Okay. So again, that's why to me you cannot take away that. So when I have to have someone put down the list. I'm not telling you to buy. I'm not telling you to prejudge. I'm not telling you to be God that thinking this person can do that person. That's not your job. Because you don't know. You don't know what's in their heart. You don't know that successful individual, that always look polished might be struggling, might be not having, might feel lonely, that she's not part of a community that cares for her. You never know. You'd be amazed people join for different reason. So it's not you and I, it's not just about joining to make money, guys. I came and I stay in network marketing because I felt like I belong in such a community that like people they're positive because I was like my environment at that time was so negative, you know and so we don't prejudge, prejudge when it comes to contact list. We don't prejudge. The other day, Charlie say again, even this powerful tool, but if people just gonna send out like stranger and not even touching the warm market, that's why the success rate and conversion rate is so low. Even if he was doing it, you know, or someone who been using it for year 2 years with the M5, but because the new trainee that came in kept on like sending out to stranger and didn't even touching the warm market. Okay, so contact list. You guys see that? You write it down. Who's the best 5 people in your family? Who's the best 5 people in all your friends? Write it down, and then I would spend time to go through the list with them together. Okay, and then tell them, based on this person, this is what you want to say, right? You cannot use one script and it works for everybody. Okay, and then that's what they're inviting, right? Inviting an entrepreneur, inviting a friend, inviting an expert. It's different. And so presenting, as you can see there, the 5 point. Why do we have it in the system? Because this 5 point will explain, if someone who's money driven, they will be focusing on, the sell, the compensation. If I know they're an entrepreneur and I know them, as a business person, I would really focus on, the sell compensation. I talk about leverage. I talk about you can leverage the company signs. You can build like a mini franchise and without the headaches, with no employee and see. And then if I know someone who's like analytical, technical, I focus on the products. If I know someone who's, truly want to help people, like your teacher, your nurses, I was a nurse, right? Then I also talk about the company, about the heart of the force for good, the nourish the children, right? And then, why do we talk about the trend? To establish that we're in the right business, that we're not just selling tires, we're not just selling makeup, we're selling, the big trend that people demand, right? And then why we wrap up with timing, because, every company said they're in the best timing, it's sense of urgency. Guys, see, understand human nature. People, it's not about the gain, it's the regret. It's not about the gain. Understand this. It's not about, it's not about the gain. It's about what if I miss out? What if I should, could, right? They don't want to be left behind. So when we talk about timing, just like someone, when I was sitting in January 2009, they're like, we're going to be a $3-5 billion company. We're launching AgeLock. It's going to happen with or without you. And I'm sitting there, honestly, I was sitting there. I'm like, wow, they're going to be a $3 to $5 billion company without me, right? They don't need me. Honestly, I sat there, I'm like, what if they do become a $3-5 billion company? They were $1 billion that time. And so that's why we talk about timing. And I'm here to tell you the same thing, Prism.io, and so why we have that 5 point in there, right? And then so here you see that there's different meeting. We're talking about, product demo. We still do, when we, all I can tell coming back out to do live event and scan and then do the 5 point, it just feel different than presenting on the Zoom. Okay, guys. And so I go through this with someone new. Even I challenge all of you when you go through this again, you will see where M5 fits right in. Okay, but then it doesn't take away, the whole framework. You see that? OTG is like the whole framework. M5 kind of fit in the details. Okay, and so I go through that. There's like some even script, like some very for example, working. You see, look at this. I like this one right here. Uh, if you have expert working in the beauty or anti-aging or wellness industry, you say it's always important to look at market trend when deciding on a business to partner with. And our company has innovated anti-aging product as well as we've been named the world #1 brand, for beauty device for 6 consecutive year. This is the fastest growing trend. You can text this, right, to someone who's in expert in anti-aging or wellness. Right. And so that's why I'm saying, we cannot just use one script for everybody, right? But it gives you some sample here. I go through it and I'm like, wow, um, and then right here, I went through the other day and I'm like, wow, so be a products and I walk you through, when I go through this for the getting start for someone first, and then I let them know, let's get you started, right? Sign you up, right? It's on there. I'm like, wow, let's get you signed up. Download the Vera app, right? It's free. I want you to do your skin analyzer, right? And then download the Stella app. You guys that set up an appointment meeting with your sponsor. That's where we do the getting start, right? The getting start, and be familiarized with the system. To me, M5 is part of it give the details, what system because I asked the question to Charlie. I'm like, OTG, like he says, see, OTG is a framework, but M5 it fill in all the gap, the details, right? And then I would cover, the meeting, our team, we have our Zoom OTG morning call right now with M5, only for those that, already do the assessments and with the leaders, a few assessments, send out the invite, then, and get their, the business book, then we add you onto the M5 group, right? And then there's M5 leadership call on a separate time. And so that's when I'm about to finish Tao. There's one sheet. There's a sheet that's going to have all of that. Okay. So the team can look at, hey, I plug in this time, this time, this time. These are the call, right? And then, so set up ADR. You see that? I mean, it still walk someone go through this, during the M5 assessment. We set up the M5, but this one, I think, as we redo it, I'm going to add, the M5 details on here. So eventually, people will talk about, hey, tell me more about M5. When I do the assessment, they see the M5. Okay, so let me go through this. The compensation, booklet. So at least to have them have something to give them a guideline team, instead of like immediately sign them up for M5 and start paying for something that, I don't want anybody paying anything, yet until, they get their feet wet and start seeing some activities here. So let me pull up, give me a quick minute so I can finish some of my slide on compensation. So when I go through this, just short, but then I have to really sit down with someone on that booklet and go through, fill out the list with them. Okay. But this is where I want to show you guys where M5 comes in. Okay. You know, see, I don't just say when I first came in, with my first company, they just say, just do the list, right? But when I came in a new skin, OTG say FFBC. And so F, the first person is family, K2. As you know, K2, the team he built through the years. And then the second person, is business. And so I'm thinking about, FF, friends. To me, Dean became like a friend through the years that I worked with him, even though I met him through the business. But even after that, he's like a brother to me. So I see him like as like a friend, family. So Dean was the second person, as you already know, the team. See, this is the people that he's the second recruit. Kay is my first. Dean's my second. Think about it. Do you think I go right away and co-market recruit? No, because I know that if I have the relationship with them already, it's a matter of presenting them all the right information, right? And then Hugh, he was my downline, in my own business, in the financial business, even before, he just started a few months and the company crashed. So I'm like, okay, let me call Hugh. And, Thao, Hong Ho, and Kim Cương, Sơn, all those people belong to legs through Hill, and then Mike Tran, Mike Tran, all of that through Hill. Okay. And then, Andrew, my, Christian, I became a Christian before I start the business. So I talked to Andrew. He's like my brother in Christ from Orange County. And through Andrew, that's where I did the health fair, right? And through the health fair, see, Andrew was someone I know. It wasn't like a stranger. And then through that, I met, Ben, and then now we have like Team Lead Sun, Hoa Chi from Vietnam through that leg. You see that? So what I share with people is what exactly I do. I didn't just go off and start running ad or going co-market, right? And then I let them know when they knew, honestly, sometimes we say too much. When they knew, sign them up, let's get you on the product. Let's get you on the products. When they're new, I if they just sign up the first 3 weeks, okay, what product intrigued you the most? Oh, just the funny thing, after my presentation, and we did a quick, like a short 10 minutes magic show 180. We demo 180. Everybody, literally, whether they join or not, they walk away from that meeting, they order the 180. And 50%, 70% order the Life Pack Core because we demo the Life Pack Core. You know, so that's fine. Sign you up, get you, the basic, and then who do you know? That's it. Sign up. Who do you know? Send the invitation up. Put your list together. Who do you know? And then after the assessment or the one-on-one, what intrigued you the most? Oh wow, I scan. I need the core, the basic, right? Whatever. Light pack, cord, $40. Great, sign up. Then who do you know, right? Scan, present, demo, right? And then what product intrigue you the most? Sign them up. Then who do you know? You guys see that? And then by the end, 3 weeks down, 3 weeks, you look through, hey, the person you start, and then, which product intrigue you the most? Okay, get you on that. Who do you know? And then present to the second person. After present, who do you know? Right? What intrigue you the most? Right? Oh, 180. Back then, honestly, every meeting, because on the first company, I did the same thing. The presentation, we only focus on one product, right? Which is the mineral water. We light up the light bulb. So everybody, whether they join or not, they walk away with the mineral water, which is good. I sell products, even though I wasn't a good salesperson. So same thing in my early days when we present, we do the 180, and then, and then we do the tea green. Yeah, early day, we sell tea green, a lot of tea green and a lot of 180 because we demonstrate it, right? So they're, wow, I want that. And so, and then, who do you know? Present, order. Then who do you know? You guys see that? And then toward the last 3 weeks, you look back, when someone say, oh my God, I got like 10 people in my group ordering like, $50. I got like, 20 people ordering. Then they see how their business built. And the whole time, guess who do all the talking, right? You are the trainer, right? Like right now with assessment, you are the trainer doing it, right? The assessment. I don't believe in like just sitting there training people all the time. If you work closely with me, if you say, I want to be, okay, let's get on the phone. Let's send the invitation. Let's do the three-way call, right? And, I don't go through compensation even for the new people. I'm just saying, my goal is get you over to BR, right? Because, oh, I hired these earlier. I don't know why I still him. Right? My goal is to help you become BR. You're slow, let's do 3 months. You're fast, we can do it in 1 month. You're average, we do 2 months. That's how I see it. I very simple. So do you see yourself slow, average? I say you want to slow or you want to go, average or you want to go fast, right? And if they say I want to go fast, then I show them, let's get you, 4,000 in 1 month. So who do you know, right? And to me, it's like you don't have to over explain things to a baby. Okay. They're going to learn as you earn, but I'm just going to show them, here, I want to get you here. Right now we're here. Our goals, and I cover, guys. Oh, I hired a lot of these. I don't know why. Give me a minute. I hired a lot of these slideshow. I think I probably turned on the wrong PowerPoint. Okay. Here, this one. And then this is where, but when I sit down with them and I go through, understand the M5 is a tool we're going to use to generate the volume, but they still need to see, how they're going to get there. Brand rep 1 month, 2 month, or 3 month, right? 1 month, 2 month, 3 month. Okay, so you want to, go slow, go average, or you want to go fast. Fast 1 month, average 2 month, slow 3 month. Okay, and let them tell you. Right? If someone say I want to go slow, then don't like don't like, oh, you gotta get over $1,000 and stuff. To me, when I first joined network marketing, I was so broke, no joke. I started with $500, on a shoestring. 30 years ago, I was a student. And thank God the company has a match up 500, right? So I got 500, 500, I got $1,000 product. This is 1994. Okay. So here, just so you guys know, the other day, K2 was, oh my God, sis, I didn't know they have Clara, that someone can like, order and Clara and they can put on payment. I'm like, oh yeah, it's there. But he said, wow, because someone say, I don't have the money. And then I realized at the end there's a Clara, right? So hey guys, I thought on a shoestring, the company that have a credit plan, they match me up 500. So over here, if someone getting in the Prism, right, launching with the Prism, having products to transform their health, I mean, that is so important. Get them on, scan them. If they want to build the business, get the Prism. If not, get them on the product first. Okay. But that's the requirements. If someone say, hey, yeah, my family, I want to, gather my family for me to do a launch event, I say, fine. If you're on a shoestring, you don't need to get the Prism. I'll be there to do it. But if you're serious about your business, invest in your business because this is your business. This is a tool not only for you, but you can use this as a tool to launch your business. That's the package right there will help them with their health, transform the health, or the bigger package, the business builder kit, right there, 750. Okay, and then I'm going to show them just a vision. Hey guys, this is important here. That doesn't mean they're going to do exactly that, but I want to share them the vision. Remember, you send the invite, you get the assessment, right? Then you get the customer. But I want to show them, our goal, the first step is help you find customer, right? If we send out the invite, we present, the assessment, let's help you get five customer. And then remember, through the assessment, we want to convert them to affiliate, right? We can, get them to join the business, 5, right? 5 customer, 5 affiliate. I want you guys to see this, 5, 5, that's total of 10. 5, 5, right? When you do that, guess what? And the customer only $100. This is based on $100. The affiliate, they got the business builder kit. The kit earlier, that's the business builder kit to launch their business. All right. When I joined Nu Skin, it was 1,500, okay, for the business builder kit. So five. When you do that, guess what? You earn, free product package. We call it the milestone 1. You get $120 product package. You earn $161 commission. That's a total of $791. And guess what? At this point, you hit the BR. The leadership bonus, the BR, that's $500. So that's a total of $791. Okay, 791. Step 1 could be month 1. You could do this in month 1, or you month 2, whatever. But I want you guys to see that. 5, 5. And we're going to use the assessment to generate the customer for you. Send out the invite. Okay, and if you're part of this group, some of you should already see the script. Okay, so if you don't see the script, I'm going to re-put it right after the Zoom. So you can use that script to send out to get the invite, for the assessment. Okay. And then, here we just talk about this is your subscription, right? Once someone, jumpstart their kit, their kit will run out of product in 30, 60 days, right? So we can help them get on subscription. 20% below wholesale, okay? And during the assessment, they understand about subscription as well. But in the early day, we explain to people subscription 20% below wholesale, okay? Below member price, and they get free product, okay? That's the importance of subscription. And so step number 2 is 2, okay? Get 5 more. If we do continue to send out invite and do the assessment, 5 more customer. 5 more customer. That's a total of 10. You see that? Step 1, 5. Step 2, 5 more customer. But guess what? You still have your 5 affiliate, right? And you teach your, the step 2, 5 more affiliate. 5 more affiliate. Hey guys, they say the average people know 200 to 300 people minimum. I mean, out of 200, 300, you just get 10, right? 10 affiliate. That's not a lot, guys. All right. So 10 affiliate, after your 5, you do 5 more. Okay. So now you teach your 5. Okay. You teach your 5 affiliate to do what you do. They get 5 customer, they get 5 affiliate, right? Duplication, right? You help your 5 affiliate get 5 customer and 5 affiliate. When you do that on step number 2, guess what? Your 5 affiliate will become BR, and then you become Ruby. You become Ruby. And during that process, you're going to generate these commission and bonus, building bonus, and the total, and you pick up these leadership bonus, the lab bonus. The first step, you get 500. Now the goal, you get 750, and you move up to Lapis, you get 1,000 bonus. Ruby, you pick up 2,000 bonus. That's a Ruby. So all that lab bonus, including your building bonus, your selling bonus, that's 9,400, guys. So think about it. The first month you do step 1, that's 700. Step 2, that's 9,400. So if you add up the 2 step, that's over $10,000, your return of your investment. And what do you start? You start out with 750, right? As a business builder kit. And so you can, separate this out in 1 month, 2 month, or 3 month, or 4 month. If it's 4 month for you to generate 10,000, that's mean 2,000 part-time a month, right? And so I want to show this so you can see, so they can visualize it. Because sometimes people are visual. They need to see how much will I make. So when you show them this, and a team trainer on here, I believe we have this in Spanish, okay? And I want you guys go through, as you do the assessment, but you can show them this just so they can visualize, earning 700, earning 9,400, okay? And because that's, a lot of people, just like when you sit down with a counselor, they have to say, hey, 4 years from now, imagine yourself graduating in front of thousands of people. Same thing. They need to see the vision. We have to able to show them, don't worry about the detail. Don't worry about the detail. Just show them the vision, okay? How their team will look like and how much they will earn, right? And then we're going to work with them, sending out invite, doing the assessment for them, right? Remember, the key, I'll go through the system, and they don't need the M5. They don't need to buy the M5, to do the assessment. I think I have the page here to show you, right here. Okay. And I want them to know that we have the system in place. Ultimately we're gonna help them, send out the invite, right? Okay, and then we're gonna help them schedule 30 assessment. If we do 20 assessment, right? 20 assessment, you generate 2,000 points. 20 assessment, and they say right now the average is 50% conversion. So that's like 10 customer. Remember what I talk about there? 5, you get 5 first, and then you get 5 more, that 10 customer. And so these are the number that's going to lead you to 10 customer. All right. And we're going to learn as you earn. Okay. We don't expect you to be a trainer. I became where I'm at because in the early day, someone present the meeting every Tuesday night for me, every Thursday night for me, every Saturday for me. I just bring people in. Right? And back then we don't have internet or anything. I bring people, I get them in my car, I take them, or they meet me at the meeting place, right? And so understand when they're new, they're like baby. You don't have to try to overtrain them. Okay. That's the problem. The longer we're in the business, we try to train our people too much. Okay. So if you guys have any new people that speak English in the days to come, and you want me to, go through the step onboarding, understand the tool, will walk them through, but again, I'm saying this. I know that some of you your leader putting people in there, and they haven't even do assessment, okay? Or, they still don't understand, and we don't want them to buy anything when they haven't even used the basic of using the invite, the script to send out. That's all it is, send out. But for me, again, I believe that we got to put the human into, our invitation. We cannot be robotic and sending the same script to everybody. And so if you have a new team member that join, allow me to be the trainer for you to walk through, the basic step on how to do it the right way. Okay, guys? All right, thank you. I know today's we went a little bit over time, but there's so much that I want to share with you guys. And Clara, do you know that the duplication plan, does that has in Spanish? Or do you want me to ask from from do you have that duplication in Spanish?
Hey, Terry. Hi, everyone. No, Terry, I don't have it in Spanish and I want to have it. It's really good.
Okay. All right. So I will have
I
that
love
for you.
it. So that way we all duplicate the same way.
Yes, because so people can visually see, oh my God, if I do step one, I get like around 700. Oh, step two, but because, we show that, but of course we're going to break it down the detail and how we're going to generate the customer for them is through the assessment, right? Through the
Yes.
presentation, through the assessment. But at least they see that, oh, wow, that's look like if that happened, this is how much I earn. And we got to show them the money somehow.
Yes, I love the money part, like you said, Terry, because we don't tell them how to do it because the system will do it.
Yeah.
Following the system, they will get that. But they can see that the money, they can see that it's real money in the business. So I love it.
Okay. Yeah, so because Maria just got that, like I believe, like because OTG kind of fine-tuned the lap bonus in there, and so she just got it. I believe she probably have it already in Spanish. I get it for you, okay? And so
Thank
team
you.
and thank you, Clara. I think you're still in Mexico, right? Are you back yet? Okay, team. I will be, traveling with Ben. I just want to let you know, and it should be coming out tomorrow. Okay, I'm being in Southern California and see how important it is to be in front of people. I'll be in San Jose. We're doing a kickoff. I'm doing a kickoff at a pastor. He came and he's so excited on the 6th at his church. And then on the 8th, we're gonna have an event in Santa Clara, on the 8th in the morning. And then in the evening, I'm doing a launch event for, my new frontline, Kathy, which I share with you guys. And then I'll be 11, on Tuesday, I'll be in Orange County. Clara, 11, Orange County. Okay, so we'll set that on, confirm 11. Okay, so we send out.
Okay,
Okay, 11, and then 13, I'll
great.
be in San Diego, and then I head home from there. All right, so
Okay,
hey, going the whole Northern Southern California tour. All right,
love
team,
it.
love you
Thank
guys.
you.
I see you guys. Be safe. Bye, Arasi, Gigi, Sylvia, Rosilia, Carol. Uh, who else I miss? Wrap up the month strong, team. Love you guys. Okay, call me if
At
you need anything.
Newskin, we celebrate the moments you've earned, the friendships you've made, and the memories you'll always carry.